name is Joy Harrington. I'm your host, and today we're going to talk about being the director of your life instead of outsourcing. So, have you ever been in a situation where you've ended up with results that you don't like? So, small example, you go to the nail salon, they're doing your nails, you already hate them. And by the time you're done, you're like, I just do not like this at all. Do I say I don't like them? Do I be that person to be like, this is not okay? I actually don't like this. Or do I just suck it up because I want to be the nice person and not do that? That's a small example of a choice you have that's either going to allow you to be the director or the outsourcer. And if you choose to say, no, I don't like this, I actually want something different, please, can you fix it? That's you being the director. If you go ahead and say, you know what, I'll just live with it, it's only a couple of weeks, you are outsourcing your decisions, you're outsourcing your outcomes, your results, and you're choosing to live with something that you don't actually like or love, that somebody else might have liked or loved, but not necessarily you. And when this becomes a pattern or a habit in your life, you start to feel lost in your life. You start to feel lost in who you are. You start to feel lost in even knowing what you like. You start feeling lost in what direction you're going, in decisions that you want to make. You start becoming really, really cloudy and unclear. Now, being cloudy and unclear on a regular basis and feeling heavy can also be a sign of a lot of resentment and anger stored in your body. So if you need to get that pulled out of you or processed out of you, I should say, I have the resentment trap. That's my 5-course program where I've taught everything that I've done to really process things out of my body physically so that I could get my health and my libido back on track and also get really, really clear about who I am and where I'm going. So there's a link for that in the show notes if you're interested. And you can use code pay in full to get 111 off the price when you pay in full. Seriously, an amazing deal. I would love to see you in there, to see you in that course. But anyways, if you are feeling lost in who you are, lost in the decisions, lost in the direction that you're going, it's probably because you've been outsourcing instead of being the director of your life. So for me, it's definitely something I've had to work at. And especially in the last year after Sterling, it's been like going to even the next level. So the first level for me was learning to say, hey, I don't like this at the nail salon. That was the first level. The first level was actually saying, I don't like this. Can I please have somebody else? Blah, blah, blah. I've done that a lot of times, especially in the last couple of years. So proud of myself. And I've actually spoken up and said, no, I don't like this. And I'm not just going to live with it. I'm not just going to tell myself like, it doesn't matter. It's just your nails. Because I know what happens when I do that. I go home and then I'm grumpy about it and then I pick at it. And then for the next couple of weeks, I talk about it and I don't want to spend the time or the energy on that anymore. So then that's one layer to it, right? Is just starting to say like, I don't like this. The next layer to that is standing in the director's seat from the beginning and having a vision with which you make your decisions about everything in your life. So you know, hey, this is what I want to look like at the end of the year. Hey, this is the kind of relationship I want to have at the end of the year. Hey, this is the kind of business I want to have at the end of the year. Hey, this is what I want my brand to look like or represent at the end of the year. Whatever it is, you start with a vision in mind. And then based on that vision, you say, therefore, what colors do I like? What's the workouts I'm going to do? How am I going to track my nutrition? Who are the people that I'm going to hire that are going to help me get the results? And here's the kicker. Even though you're hiring the help, because you should outsource, as in hire help, you can't do it all. You're not supposed to do it all. You still are supposed to be in the seat of telling that expert what to do to carry out your vision. So I will never forget sitting in a doctor's office asking her what was wrong with me. And she said, and I'm 35 at the time, right? She's like, well, you could just be in perimenopause. Like you could be premenopausal. And I'm like, at 35? No, thank you. I will go find somebody else. And ironically, I was there seeing her because I had a whole bunch of health issues. And one of them, when she was asking me, was my libido. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have one. Like I realized at that time that I didn't really have it, that spark was gone. And it was actually at the beginning of my journey into really reclaiming not just my health, but my marriage. It's right before we hired a coach and we started really working on things. And I really began healing my body and doing a lot of processing things through my body. Since that time, my marriage has completely turned around and we're living a completely different story. And I've created the resentment trap. It's a 5-module course that helps you physically process things out of your body, but not just physically process things out of your body. It also helps you identify where the patterns are, identify where you want to flip things and change things so that this doesn't keep being part of your story. If you use code pay in full, you get 111 off the price when you pay in full. The link is in the show notes. You can literally just scroll down while you're listening. But this is a course that once you buy, you have access to for life. I'm regularly adding to it. In fact, when I first started, it was only 3 modules. Now it's 5. And you get access to those new modules as they come. Plus, there's a Facebook group with other peers where you can ask questions and get answers, meet other women that are doing the same thing. But it's my way of paying it forward to other women that really want to turn things around in their marriage, but also really just reclaim their libido and claim their health. So you can scroll down. The link is in the show notes. Would love to see you in the course. This is a great example. I saw this on the Kardashians. Yes, I watched that show. And Kim was getting her makeup done. And she told the person, she was like telling them, no, change this, no, change that, no, change the eyes a little bit this, a little bit that. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't think I've ever done that with a makeup artist before. And in fact, I can think of when we got some maternity pictures done, I had my makeup done. And by the end of it, I was like, by the time she was done doing my makeup, I'm like, I don't even know who I am. This doesn't look like me, but I don't really know what to change or fix because I'm not a makeup artist. And so I just rolled with it. And now I have pictures that I don't really even love because I look at them and I'm like, that doesn't look like me. Like I remember being like, I don't feel like I look like me. It never occurred to me to be like, it doesn't matter if you don't know makeup, if you're not a makeup expert, which I know makeup, but I'm not like a makeup artist. It didn't occur to me to be like, you know what? I don't like how my face isn't looking like me. It looks a little hard. It looks a little this. It looks a little whatever. What can you change to change that? Like, I don't have to know the specifics and be like, oh, it's the eyes, change the eyes, or it's this or that. But I think so much of the time we tell ourselves we have to know the specifics or we have to know what to change instead of just saying, I don't like it, that we then just live with it or we trust the expert or we don't really say anything. And then we keep getting results that aren't actually exactly what we want. They're always less than. They're like a watered down version of what we actually want. And then we feel very frustrated in our life that we're living this life that does not reflect us accurately and what we want and where we're going. So that's what this entire episode is about. It's where are you outsourcing by letting experts or other people who know more than you tell you, oh no, you should do it this way, or oh no, you should do it that way, or you should have this, or you should have that, or I would recommend this or that. And you're just rolling with what they're suggesting as opposed to going, wait, what's my vision? Does this line up with my vision? And is this what I want? I've had to get very, very, very specific and a lot better at even doing research ahead of time so that I know what my vision is, what's the exact look that I'm going for. And I can say, no, 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 a lot more than I'm saying yes, because I know that a lot of what's being presented to me isn't exactly it. And so I'm having to get a lot pickier. I'm having to get a lot more intentional about what I'm saying yes to, and always going back to, is this my vision? Is this somebody else's vision? Is this what somebody else is telling me would look good or would be good? Or is this what I really felt like I was going for as far as the look or the feel or whatever it is, right? Because this can apply to a marriage relationship. This can apply to your parenting. This can apply to your business, your physical health and fitness, whatever it is. So that's what I want you to think about today is, where are you outsourcing? First, a better question might be is, where are you frustrated? Where are you feeling lost in your life? Where are you feeling lost in the direction and the vision that you're going? And then ask yourself, okay, when did that start? When did I start outsourcing my vision instead of me being the director and telling the expert what I want them to do? Because that's how you properly outsource. You properly outsource by hiring someone to remove stuff off of your plate, but you tell them what you want done. And again, this can just be your nails. This doesn't mean hiring someone. Like if you don't have a business, this still applies, because actually a huge part of this for me has been my Botox and filler, believe it or not. I've had experiences with Botox and filler that I did not like, that I just like let the expert tell me, hey, this is what you need, or this is what I would do. And I was just like, okay. And now I'm like, no more. Like, I did not like that. And I have to get very specific and go do research about the things that I'm looking for and the things that I like and the look that I like, and do that ahead of time. And then I've gone to a bunch of different providers, had a lot of different consultations, and I've said no way more than I've said yes, because I'm not settling anymore for what someone else just thinks that might sound vague or might not sound exactly like it, and being very specific and intentional. And I've noticed that successful people do that. They are extremely intentional about everything in their life, from what they're eating to how they're dressing to how they're managing their time to what they're putting out there as far as content goes. There is nothing that's like a just because, right? It's very, very, very intentional. So let's talk about being the director of your life. Being the director means setting boundaries, knowing what you stand for, establishing boundaries that protect your energy, your happiness, your results. It's saying no a lot more than saying yes. That's all part of boundary setting. Is a boundary isn't about you telling somebody else what to do or controlling what somebody else does. It's you deciding for yourself what you're going to settle for or not. So it's really about you and holding yourself to a certain standard. So think about that with your boundaries. Number two, it's making decisions. Sometimes we like to avoid decisions or put them off for later, or we're like, oh, I just don't want to do that research, or it's just too much work. We get to make decisions and take charge of our choices, small or big, because that's what's going to get us better outcomes and better results. So something that I've really been working to get back on track since having Sterling is my gut health. I'm definitely someone that's had gut issues, and I've done different healing protocols in the past. And it's partly why I have Hashimoto's, because it actually starts in your gut. And something that I've started taking in the last few months that has made a drastic difference in my gut health. And I know because I can tell with my poop. Yes, I'm going there. I can literally tell with my poop, you guys. If you know, right? Is taking the Healer and the Healer Pro from Gut Personal. I love this brand. It's female founded and funded. And these supplements are incredible. The Healer and the Healer Pro are both immunoglobulins that improve your gut lining. So it will improve symptoms of autoimmune. It supports those with leaky gut. It targets frustrating skin issues and food sensitivities, because immunoglobulins bind to bad guys in the gut, like bad microbes, toxins, and get rid of them as to not overly activate the immune system. So when the unwanted triggers are removed, it resets your healthy immune tolerance, especially to food sensitivities. So it's been crazy, because for me, I've been able to actually have some ice cream here and there and not have the normal symptoms that I would after having ice cream. And I know it's 100% because I started taking these. And they are giving all of the podcast listeners 10% off if you use my website to try this out. So the Healer and the Healer Pro, the difference between the Healer Pro is that it has a probiotic in it that works with these immunoglobulins. So you're not only removing the bad toxins, but you're putting in some good gut bacteria into your gut. Go to the website, www.gutpersonal.com/joy. That's www.gutpersonal.com/joy, and it will automatically put in a 10% discount when you go to checkout. This stuff has completely changed my gut in the last few months. And I know it's also bringing down my antibodies with Hashimoto's. And I'm telling you, it's going to completely change things for you, especially if you have food sensitivities or poop issues or anything to do with your gut. It's way better to handle decisions today as opposed to keep putting off them for tomorrow. I always explain it to my kids like this. Every time you don't deal with something today and you put it off for tomorrow, you actually borrow time from tomorrow. And then when tomorrow comes and now you don't have free time, it's because you already took your free time yesterday. That's true with decisions. It's better to deal with it and actually make the decisions so that you can own the outcome and have the result that you want, but also so that you can free up your time tomorrow. And I've noticed successful people make decisions very fast, very quickly. And the best way to do that is to check in with your gut. If it is not a, oh my gosh, I love it right away, it is automatically a no, because you know when something's a yes for you and it is that full body, like instant, oh my gosh, yes. If that's not there, it's automatically a no, and there are more options available. Always believe that. Number 3, embracing self-trust. This one kind of goes with what I was just saying, but it's believing in yourself, trusting your gut, knowing that more is always available to you. It's not this or nothing. It's this or something better. Number 4, seek support, but not dependency. So this is where you get to hire the experts, you get to ask an expert to do something, you get to pay an expert for something, but ultimately you're still the director, and it's about you and your vision, not them and their vision and what worked for them, because what worked for other people isn't always going to work for you. So now let's talk balancing support with empowerment, because really what we're talking about is balancing letting other people help you, trusting experts with things, but also you still being the director. That looks like leaning on other people, as in sharing your dreams, challenges, wins. Let other people encourage you. Let other people offer advice or offer insight. I would recommend always only taking advice or insight from people who have the result that you're looking for in that specific topic. And one person isn't going to have the answer for all topics, right? They're usually going to be pretty specific to one area, which is why you want different kinds of friends, because then you can ask them for different things, different advice on different topics, right? But then always focus on collaboration and really having someone there as a way to support you, instead of I'm just here to let you tell me what to do. And I think that can be really hard for women, but that's the truth, is that we're always the director, and people are coming into our life that we're hiring or asking for things or whatever it is. And we're saying, hey, this is how you can support me. Stop waiting for them to tell you what to do and step into that director role. And then obviously self-care, because if you're not getting time for you, if you're not getting away and having that time to really sit with yourself and say, what is my vision? Where am I going? You're not going to be able to direct. You're not going to be able to make decisions. It's always about reverse engineering. And sometimes you need to get inspiration. It's totally okay to get inspiration from other people. I get inspiration all the time from other people. Heck, I just walked in a furniture store today and I literally just looked at things for inspiration. I was like, what can I look at just to inspire me for a vision, for maybe, upgrading some things in my house or changing it to make me feel better, right? Whatever it is, or bringing in fall decorations, right? Like whatever it is, you can go find inspiration. So go find inspiration, have time with you so that you can really sit with that vision and go, what am I inspired by? What do I want? What would feel good to me? All right, my gorgeous listeners, that key is to finding the balance between being the leading lady and embracing the incredible support you have around you. Just remember that if you're frustrated, if it's not feeling good to you, get back in the director's seat. Ask, where am I letting other people kind of dictate my results in my life? And where am I not being the director myself? Because I'm telling myself a story of like, I don't know enough or whatever it is. It's 100% possible to turn it around. You can always change it at any time. And I would love to hear from you. What are your thoughts? Have you experienced this? Have you been sitting in the outsourcing or in the director's seat? And yeah, shout me out a little comment on YouTube if you're watching, and I will see you back on the podcast next week.